Recently, Huawei announced news about the chip. The superconducting quantum chip developed by Huawei has obtained a patent, which shows that Huawei has made a new breakthrough in chip technology. This news may be bad news for the United States. Huawei has invested 110 billion yuan in the research and development of this chip. After 9 months of research and development, there is finally good news. This technology can avoid the constraints of the lithography machine, increase the calculation speed, and truly realize overtaking on curves. Let's take a look at this patent today. 1. U.S. chip control. Since the United States released a plan to restrict the export of chips, Huawei's sales have fallen sharply due to the loss of chip supply. In order to avoid being restricted by the United States in the future, Huawei decided to speed up its research and development in the chip field. In fact, not only Huawei has accelerated the development of chips, but other Chinese technology companies such as SMIC and Ali's Dharma Institute have begun to develop their own chip technologies. In 2018, Huawei's 5G network caused a sensation as soon as it was introduced to the market. As of 2021, this technology has won Huawei a sales performance of 281.5 billion yuan. Huawei's 5G technology has directly affected the status of the United States in the communications field. In order to limit Huawei's development, the United States has increased restrictions and restricted the export of high-end chips by American companies. Because China has mastered the technology of low-end chips, and the research and development of high-end chips requires EUV lithography machines, but this technology is in the hands of Americans. And the superconducting chip patent announced by Huawei this time leads the chip industry again. So can Huawei achieve corner overtaking this time? 2. Superconducting quantum chips. Let's first understand what a quantum chip is. A quantum chip is to integrate quantum circuits on a substrate for quantum information processing. Quantum chips draw on the concepts of traditional chips in terms of algorithm and concept, but the basic structure is different. For example, traditional chips use bricks to build houses, while quantum chips use steel bars to build houses. The success of quantum chips will be the core of future computers. Huawei's superconducting quantum chip can solve the problem of crosstalk between qubits. What does crosstalk between qubits mean? The fast operation speed of quantum chips mainly depends on a certain bit number scale and the depth of quantum circuits. Due to the influence of the surrounding environment, when people manipulate qubits, mistakes will always occur. As the number of times increases, the error rate will also increase, and the final data will be inaccurate. To improve quantum accuracy, 2 types of qubits are needed. One is data qubits, which are used for computation and storage, and the other is auxiliary qubits, which are used for auxiliary operations such as detection, cooling, and entanglement. There must be no crosstalk between these 2 qubits to reduce quantum errors. Superconducting quantum chips reduce the crosstalk between bits, because this problem has been plaguing chip research and development companies. Even companies such as Google and ASML in the United States have no way to solve it, but they did not expect Huawei to crack it. The patent obtained by Huawei in the field of superconducting quantum chips has brought more opportunities for the development of the chip industry. Simply put, China now has a leading advantage in the field of quantum chips. We all know that the United States has great advantages in the field of traditional chips, and China lacks the core technology of EUV lithography machines. So Chinese technology companies have come up with new ways to overcome this problem. The success of superconducting quantum chips can be said to provide an opportunity for China to achieve cornering overtaking in the chip field. The U.S. restrictive plan now seems to be a wrong behavior. Bill Gates once pointed out that this behavior of the U.S. is a stupid behavior. Why did Bill Gates say this? 3. Bill Gates' warning. When the United States implemented a control plan on Huawei, Bill Gates warned the United States that if it cut off the supply of chips to China, the consequence would likely be to accelerate the technological breakthrough of Chinese chips. Because restrictive actions on a global scale are generally measures aimed at commercial behavior, the United States is still the first to impose restrictions on technology. Such a move by the United States will only deal a blow to all chip suppliers and affect the development of the chip market. Since the restriction program in the United States, chip companies have had a backlog of inventory and a decline in sales. At the same time, China's chip development is getting faster and faster. The superconducting quantum chips developed by Huawei may replace traditional chips in the future, so the U.S. restriction plan has played a role in promoting the development of Chinese chips. It can be seen from Huawei's investment in superconducting quantum chips that Chinese companies attach great importance to chip development. Although the short-term U.S. restriction program played a role, but in the long run, this plan will only affect the United States itself, and it has also triggered a technological reform of chips. Because Chinese chip companies firmly believe that in the future China will be able to break through technological bottlenecks, create its own domestic chips, and hold the initiative in its own hands. What do you think of Huawei's new patent?